Every 3.6 seconds, a child dies because of hunger. Many know third world countries are aggressively fighting hunger around the world. What they may not know is that millions are fighting a similar battle right here in America, in their state, even in their neighborhood. Most people in the United States don't really see hunger as ever being a problem because most families see themselves as always having enough food, and oftentimes see one another wasting a lot of it. Job shortages and low wages are starting to take a toll on the middle class. One day a family may not be worrying about affording food, and the next, hunger may be one of the biggest battles they've ever had to face. It is up to everyone to become educated on the problem of hunger close to home, learn possible solutions, and how anyone can take action and make a difference. In the United States, most of the individuals who are hungry are also below the poverty line. The lack of jobs and low wages greatly contributes to poverty, and the result is extreme hunger. Although food stamps aid with the issue of poverty, the average food stamp recipient receives about $4.17 a day. For those who don't work, this is a very small amount to keep them going each day. Most people spend anywhere from $10 to $30 or more on a single meal when they go out to eat. This isn't the case for many families. Many families don't know where their next meal is coming from, or if they're even going to have a meal that day. The lack of food has led to health problems such as issues with growth, slow thinking, trouble with concentration in school for children, and it weakens the immune system. Hunger has also led to a life of crime or alcoholism for many. There are actually many solutions that aid the fight against hunger. The Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, also known as food stamps, in 2012 distributed $74.6 billion in food assistance. It is also extremely important that you go volunteer at food pantries, soup kitchens, and food banks, because they can't help the hungry in an efficient manner if they didn't have help. One good example of a food bank is Forgotten Harvest. Forgotten Harvest is located in Detroit, Michigan, and collects surplus and other perishable items from markets, restaurants, grocery stores, and farmers, and delivers it free of charge to 280 emergency food providers in the Metro Detroit area. I'm going to interview the volunteer coordinator at Forgotten Harvest. He will give us some insight on how Forgotten Harvest impacts Michigan. Hi, I'm here with Mr. Vince Lafana. He's the volunteer coordinator at Forgotten Harvest.
Yeah, thank you, Ashley, for letting me do this for you. I'm very proud and honored to do that for you. Very nice, very good student. I am the volunteer coordinator at Forgotten Harvest. We have about 60 volunteers a day come through our doors. We do all kind of different fruits and vegetables to repack into family-sized portions for people in southeast Michigan.
Okay. How does Forgotten Harvest help the community?
We try to help the community as we're trying to relieve, as best we could, food insecurity in Metro Detroit. Food insecurity is a good example of that. Is food insecurity is, let's say, a mom and two kids. They're looking for food. So they might have a sandwich, they might have some food today, but then they don't know what they're gonna when their next meal or where and when is gonna come. So we try to bridge that gap with different agencies and shelters around Metro Detroit where a person can go there and they'll know on a certain time of day they can get food there for their families.
What are some of the challenges that Forgotten Harvest face?
One big challenge is funding. Right now, as the economy is getting better, you would think that more people would donate to different nonprofits and food banks, but it's kind of the opposite. A lot of different food banks and nonprofits in Metro Detroit are all vying for the same dollar, and the dollar can only get stretched so much. So, one dollar you donate to Forgotten Harvest will feed 6 people. So you can donate online, you can donate through mail, or you can come down and just drop off an envelope, and that helps our operations.
Okay. What kind of work do volunteers do at Forgotten Harvest, and why is it important for people to volunteer?
What we do at Forgotten Harvest is we repack food for distribution in family-sized portions. We'll get, for example, 2,000-pound burlap sacks of potatoes. What they'll do, they'll break those down into family-sized Kroger bags, 5-pound Kroger bags, and it's easier for the families to take with them. What's great for volunteering is to give back, especially, a lot of people don't have too much, but it's always we gotta be thankful for what we have, and it's always great to give back and to help the less fortunate, because anybody is a slip and fall or illness away from being in that position. So it's great to do that, to give back, and to help your fellow citizen.
Thank you. And the last question, do you know approximately how many people Forgotten Harvest impacts a year?
We feed 130,000 people a month through our doors. So last year alone, we rescued and distributed 48 million pounds of food. It was a record in North America. But that was right so far. That was a record. So about 48 million pounds of food to feed a person. So 1 pound of food feeds one person. So we impacted like 48 million people the whole year last year.
That's great.
Yes.
Well, thank you for taking your time for the interview, and thank you for the information.
Oh, my pleasure, Ashley, and good luck to you in your future studies. And anything you need, let me know.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
I am now going to talk with a volunteer from the OSAF Food Pantry who is continuously fighting against hunger by volunteering at food pantries and soup kitchens. Hi, I'm here with Marge Sisson. She's a volunteer at OSAF's Food Pantry at St. Anne's Church. Hi, why did you start to volunteer?
I started because I wanted to help the people in the local area in Oakland County, and a lot of people. It started about 4 or 5 years ago when the economy went bad and people were having a hard time, and it was a way to volunteer and help other people.
Okay, what do you do as a volunteer?
As a volunteer, a lot of our group put together food for the small families and large families, certain items they need, whether it's, the mashed potatoes and gravy and corn and green beans for Thanksgiving, or whatever, sweet potatoes, and items that toilet paper and personal products that they would need for the holidays. And we've helped at Thanksgiving. We started putting together packages for the family. And they come to our church at St. Anne's, and we donate. The whole community does this, not just St. Anne's. So churches in the area, the grocery stores, everyone is involved. Fire department, police department, wherever we can donate food, we can make food that's all brought together for all these families.
That's great. Why do you believe it is important for others to volunteer in the community?
Well, I think it's giving back. It's giving back when you have the ability and the wherewithal to give. It's very important to give back to the people that are in need. And we find as time has gone by that the group is maybe getting a little smaller. So we're finding that people are now volunteering and helping those because they were helped in the time of need.
Have you volunteered to help the fight against hunger in any other way besides the food pantry?
Yes, we have also gone down to the Baldwin Center, which is for the homeless, and we have brought in chicken, and we have macaroni and cheese, and green beans and corn, and we fed the homeless, and they're given shelter in the wintertime, and they're given a place where they can sleep and take a nice warm shower and keep warm during the wintertime. So we have volunteered and gone right to the shelters for the homeless.
Oh, that's great. And have you worked at any soup kitchens before?
The soup kitchens, we volunteered also. We've brought food down for them, and we have Whaling Group, which is a place for children, wayward children, to help with pregnancy issues and stuff, and gotten diapers and any kind of products they need, just socks alone, that during the wintertime for the children, the men, the women, anything like that that's important for the people that are in need.
Well, that's great. Well, thank you for interviewing with me.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Overall, hunger is on the rise around the world, and surprisingly, in the United States. To help hunger, I have volunteered at food pantries, packaging and distributing food to families. I encourage you all to do the same, because you would not just be giving someone a meal, you are essentially changing their life. Please view the description below to find a printable flyer and bookmark that will help to spread awareness on the problem of hunger, information about me, and a link to Forgotten Harvest's website so you can donate and volunteer.